Good afternoon, fourth graders. This is Mr. McCruit here reporting from my basement. I'm away from everyone, no noise, so we can get this lesson in. Today we're focusing on this lesson for English, and it is for Monday, March 30th, and for Tuesday, March 31st. Again, I need you to be on page 174 and 175 in our hardback books, and it's going to focus on abbreviations. Now, an abbreviation is a short form of a whole word. So to be technical, some words have a shortened form, and they are called abbreviations. Abbreviations are not used for every word. It's only used in special occasions in certain words. For examples, titles, addresses, months, and days. Now, an abbreviation always begins with a capital, and it always ends with a period. So let's go over some of the abbreviations. Title, Mr., MR, period. You probably see it all the time on emails. You see it all the time in my classroom. Mr. McCruit, Miss Baker, or Mrs. Baker, or Miss Trudgeon. There's abbreviation for different titles. Doctors, nurses, professors, but most of the time you get them in when you're talking to an adult, like Mr. McCruit, Mr. Rogers, that'd be MR. Now, in a family, sometimes there are more than one person with a name. For example, we all know my name's Josh. Now, for some reason, I decided when I had my firstborn son, I also wanted to call him Josh. Now, he would also be called Josh Jr. because he's the second one in the family that has the name. Junior is JR. Now, for ladies, there is Miss and Mrs. And I've noticed in the past that you kids have trouble with those two. To distinguish between the two, Mrs. MRS period indicates that the lady is married. Like Mrs. Baker, Mrs. Maxwell. They were both married, and when they got married, they changed their name, their last name. So to indicate that they're now married to the gentleman, they add the MRS to indicate they are married. If you hear like Miss Truex, when she was here in second grade, that's MS, period. MISS. That indicated that she is not married. Next one would be addresses. An address, for example, our address at his kids is 650 Saxonburg Road. The road comes at the end, and the abbreviation for road is capital R, lowercase d, period. Another one you see is streets. You see a lot of those in downtown Butler. Second Street. Street would be capital S, lowercase t, period. And the other two common ones that you see is for months and days. Typically, most months have the first three letters of the name. For example, January, capital January. The abbreviation will be capital JAN, period. And that is the case for most of the months. The one that comes to my mind that actually is four letters is the month of September. That is actually capital SEPT, period. And that would be for September. And of course, days of the week. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. You would take the first three letters of the word. For example, Sunday would be capital S, lowercase u, lowercase n, and period. Okay? Now remember that when you do an abbreviation, you must use low uppercase as the first letter just because it's a proper noun, and a period at the end. Now there are other titles that use other addresses. Addresses that use abbreviations. Now, if you are a company or post office, you will see it in the address. Like, for example, let's say Marina Boat Company. Okay. And if I could find my eraser, I sat it down somewhere. There it is. Let's just erase some of this. Try not to knock over my board. I would say Marina Boat Company. And as we learn, when you have specific names, like the name of a movie, name of a business, every word except prepositions have uppercase in their proper noun. Now, company is also considered an address. So we would say that would be CO period. Another one is the post office. The post office has an abbreviation of PO, capital P, period, capital O, period. You'll see like P.O. box, because not everyone has a mailbox at their home. So you go to downtown Butler, if anyone lives in downtown Butler, you have to go to the post office, and you have a post office box. They'll give you a number, like it'll say P.O. Box 357. You go to your downtown Butler post office, or whatever one you're close to, if you're Lindora, or if you're Saxonburg. If you live too close to town where they cannot get to every house, so you have a P.O. box. Those are specific to apartment buildings, houses that are really, really close, but mostly just office buildings and apartment buildings. So what I want you to do today, I want you to look at page 74 and do numbers 1 through 6. And then on Tuesday, the 31st, I want you to focus on page 174, numbers 7 through 16. The underlined word has the word that they want you to abbreviate. We already did number 1, Marina Boat Company, as you will see. Company was the underlined word, and the abbreviation for company is C, capital C, lowercase o, and period. And then for your homework, which will be for Tuesday, the 31st, I want you to all be on page 80 in your Workbook Plus. What you're going to do is you're going to find every word that you need to abbreviate. For example, number 1 states Wednesday, October 11th. Wednesday is the day of the week. We can abbreviate that. That would be capital W, lowercase e, lowercase d, period, comma, October. October is a month, so you can abbreviate that to capital O, lowercase c, lowercase t, period. And then you'd put the number 11. If you guys and girls have any questions, please let me know through email, text message, etc. This is pretty simple. You guys and girls are pretty good at doing these one-on-one lessons when it comes to grammar. But again, if you have any questions, please let me know. Have a good day.